everybody, welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. How are you? Hope you're all doing very, very well. Happy Sunday morning to you on this, the very last day of August. Yes, can you believe it is the 1st of September tomorrow? I can't believe it. There we go. How do we get here? I'll be thinking about Vlogmas soon and Christmas. I really will. Honestly, I will. And look, Albert Cat is on the table this morning. Shouldn't really be on the table, but there we go. Albert, my lovely Albert, 12 and a half years old now he is, and going strong, I hasten to add, thank goodness. Well, I haven't been quite as stressed this week. I am still very stressed re-house move. I'll come on to that later on, but I'm not quite as stressed as I was last week. And I do have my new technical equipment set up, so hopefully you can see and hear me absolutely fine. I hope you can. Yeah, it's been a really interesting week actually, starting first of all, with the wonderful news that yes, we have reached 2,000 subscribers. Not only that, we've got something like, I don't know, last count, 2012 subscribers. Welcome to the All Things Good channel if you are a new subscriber, and thank you so much for subscribing. And I haven't forgotten, I did say that I would do a little competition giveaway when I hit the 2,000 subscriber mark, and I am doing that in this very video, so watch out a little bit later on. There is a little competition, a little question for you to answer, and if you pop your answer in the comment section down below, then I shall randomly pick a winner next week, but more about that a bit later on. There's also something else I'd like to share with you, because there's an event that I am going to on Saturday the 4th of October, write that down, and I'd really love you to come along. Yes, I would really love you to come along as well. Now, if you're a regular follower of mine, you may recall last October I attended a charity ball, the Pink Ball, which is absolutely fabulous in Birmingham. And I'm going again this year, and there are still tickets available, and I really, really love you to come along. Now, if you don't recall the ball I went to, or what it's about, have a little look at this clip. The Lillian Goodfellow group of friends was created by Julie Hayward, the daughter of the late Lillian Goodfellow, who passed away with cancer. Ever since then, Julie and a group of friends have endeavoured to raise money in the name of Lillian for a Marie Curie hospice in Solihull in Birmingham, a wonderful facility that has continued to help people through difficult times. All of the money raised goes directly to charity, the first £500 going to cancer research, and the remaining money goes to the Marie Curie hospice in Solihull. And to help those funds, every October the LGGF put on this fabulous pink ball. So yes, once again, the LGGF are presenting the wonderful pink charity ball, which will be held in Birmingham on Saturday, the 4th of October. Like I said, I am going, and I know there are some tickets left. Not many, but if you can and you would like to go to the pink ball, I'm going to put all the details in the description box down below for you, including their Facebook page where you can book and reserve your tickets that way, and also the number of a lady called Tina. Her phone number is listed down below for you, and if you ring her direct, you can also book your tickets through her. It's £65 each. Obviously, all the money goes to the charity. It's a fabulous, fabulous evening of entertainment, beautiful meal, reception, drinks, casino, dancing, showgirls. I mean, you name it, it's a wonderful, wonderful evening for an absolutely super, super cause. And I'm delighted to be able to say I'm going again this year. It was my first one last year. It's been running for some years. And just last year, a group of friends said to us, "Do you fancy coming?" And I was like, "I absolutely do." And it was wonderful. We had such a lovely time, myself and the Invisible Chef, aka Paul, that we are going again this year. And I'd love to see you there if you can go. That would be super. There is also hotel accommodation available, and again, if you contact the LGGF through Facebook or you contact Tina on her mobile number, she'll be able to advise you of the local hotels that will have spaces if you want to stay over as well. I thought I'd share that with you because I'm super excited about it, and it's really lovely to have something planned, isn't it? Something to look forward to. And by then, hopefully I will have moved house and settled in a bit. Everybody would have settled in, and it's just before that Christmassy period, and October's a bit dull, isn't it? And there's not much to do always, and it's just that really something lovely to look forward to. Get dressed up. I don't do that very often. You probably see me in this t-shirt about a million times. get dressed up, have a wonderful evening, and it's all for an incredibly good cause. So do have a look if you can, and I'd love to see you there. That would be so exciting to meet some of you if you can go. Anyway, on to this week. It's been quite a busy week. Got Nancy out and about, which is great. All things are good. So rather than me rattle on about it any longer, let's get into this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. What a perfect way to spend an afternoon day off, taking Nancy out to a lovely little craft centre called The Heart of the Country. It's in Swinfen, which is just outside of Lichfield, and this is a collaboration of converted old farm buildings that have been turned into beautiful shops, boutiques, craft centres, antique centres, places to eat. I shall link it down below for you if you fancy a trip out at any point. It's a really lovely place to go to. It's almost competition time, folks, but just before I do the competition, I'm going to show you what I bought on our little trip out with Nancy to the Heart of the Country Craft Centre. Now, one of my favourite shops there is called La Maison Bleue. There we are, La Maison Bleue. Home interiors, accessories, soft furnishings. It's absolutely beautiful. And I couldn't resist these couple of little purchases I made. So the first one was this, and I bought this simply because the box is so cute. How lovely is that? That is just a little box of extra long safety matches, which, you know, always come in useful, don't they? Well, if you've got a power cut or you're lighting candles, I do that quite regularly. But I just thought they were so cute in that box with the hot air balloon on. Isn't that sweet? Extra long wooden safety matches. £6.50 they were. So it's not the cheapest, but, you know, cute. And I've treated myself to, well, would you believe, it's not going to be a shock to you, a reed diffuser for the new house. And yes, I am going to keep it for the new house, but I'm going to open it just to show you how beautiful this is, because I also thought it was very, very different. And I do like a reed diffuser, as you know, but I also like things to be, well, you know, it's nice to pick up a bit of a treat from time to time, but to also have something a little bit different. Look at this. That's the actual bottle. How pretty is that? Those will be the reeds that go in it, and it comes with the oil to put in it as well. And this one is called Bouquet, the Blanc Purette Pure White Tea fragrance, fresh and delicate. And the one on display in the shop actually had that in, and it did smell divine. But how unusual of a reed diffuser is that, and how lovely. And I love this marble stone effect on the top, and it's not loose, so you haven't got to worry about that wobbling about. You fill this up with your oil, and then you pop your reeds in. Obviously I shall open the reeds so they all, you know, fan out like that, as it were. You pop your reeds in, and then just once a week you turn your reeds around so the fragrance is on the reeds. The reeds hold the fragrance and scent your whole room or whatever area you've put it in. And it's actually safer than having candles lit all the time, isn't it? So I do have quite a few reed diffusers around my house, and I just thought that was a bit different. Lovely colours. Not sure where it's going in the new house yet, but it will go somewhere. It might go in the lounge, or it might go in a bathroom. I'm not sure. It might go in my little ensuite bathroom on the windowsill. We shall see. So I'm going to just pop it back away, because, as I say, I'm going to be a very good girl, and I am not going to open that until I move. Now, how much was this, you're going to ask? I can't remember off the top of my head. Is the sticker still on? Yes, it is. It was £29, so not the cheapest reed diffuser in the world, but certainly not the most expensive, which brings me on to the competition. Because I am a fan of the old reed diffusers, as you know, and some of the ones I buy can be quite pricey, especially when you're buying things from the White Company. Anyway, that's part of the competition prize. Let me show you the prize first of all, and then I'll give you the question. So you may recall a few weeks ago, if you were watching, I bought this beautiful basket from TK Maxx, and I had all good intention of using it in the new house, perhaps putting it in my bedroom or on my new dressing table, which will be in the bedroom of the new house. And I've had it wrapped up. It's been in the TK Maxx bag, actually. And then I thought, do you know what? I love it, but I really don't know where it's going to go. And I thought, do you know what? One of you lovely viewers can have it as part of the competition prize. So first of all, I'm going to do this basket, and I'm going to put some things in it for you. First of all, I'm going to put in this a reed diffuser from the White Company. Now, I love these, and if you like the White Company, you'll know that these aren't cheap. And I bought a handful of them not too long ago, again for the new house. It's one of my favourite fragrances, but I've got a few too many reed diffusers now, so I didn't open this one, and I thought I shall keep that as part of the competition prize. So this is called Blanc. It's geranium, juniper and patchouli luxury reed diffuser, and they retail at £38. So I'm going to pop one of those in the basket for you. I'm also going to include one of these that I haven't opened, but this is a Sweet Bee organic magnesium butter. And again, if you've been following me for some time, you will know that I have been using this every night for months now, and I can highly recommend it. It is fabulous. Sweet Bee Organics is the company. I'll pop this little leaflet in as well so you can read all about it if you don't know about them. But it's a magnesium butter. This one is fragranced. It has a bit of a lavender fragrance to it. You can buy it without fragrance in, but I do like the fragrance. I find it very relaxing. But this Sweet Bee body butter, if you like, I rub it into the soles of my feet every night. A little bit on my forehead here, a little bit in my chest, and a little bit of my tummy, for these reasons. And this is what it helps with. Just listen to this. Restful sleep. Got to put the glasses on. Hang on. This butter helps restful sleep, restless legs, migraine, hot flushes, mood swings, anxiety, general feel good, non-hormonal menopause solution, leg cramps, neuropathy, hangovers and pregnancy. And I use it for non-hormonal menopause solution, really, because I don't take HRT, anxiety, which comes along with my menopause symptoms sometimes, especially at night, and not hangover and not pregnancy, don't apply to me, but restful sleep, key to me getting through the day. The calming effect of magnesium and herbal extracts promote better sleep quality, tackling insomnia and encouraging more restful night's sleep. And I can honestly say, ever since I have been using the Sweet Bee Organics body butter, I have had the best night's sleeps ever. I can highly recommend it. I know a few of you have actually tried it yourself and bought it since I first recommended it, but it's absolutely super. So I've bought you one of those. I'm going to wrap it back up in its original box. I haven't opened it, it's still in here, so that's going in the goodie basket as well. So you've got that and the reed diffuser, and I'm also going to include some makeup brushes as well. So these are ones that I bought last year. Actually, I've had them wrapped up. You can see they've not been used, they're brand new, but they are a selection of my favourite makeup brushes that I use every day. And whenever they've been on offer, I've gone out and bought some more ready for when they need replacing, but they're so good I haven't needed to replace them. So these I've sorted out, and I'm going to pop these makeup brushes in as well. So there is the gift basket: makeup brushes, a White Company reed diffuser and a Sweet Bee Organics body butter. And I shall wrap that all up and one of you can win it. And the way to do that is this. Now, you'll probably know the answer to this straight away if you've been following me for some time. If you haven't, I'll give you a clue anyway as well. But Nancy, aka Mom, does like a little drink in the afternoon. In fact, she likes a little drink in the morning, but then she has her happy hour in the afternoon. And it's a little alcoholic drink. It's quite, I would say, a summery drink, but she drinks it all year round. And she does have a little one every afternoon. What is the name of Nancy's favourite alcoholic afternoon drink? That is the competition question. And if you haven't followed me for some time and you are a new subscriber and you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, let me give you a little clue. It rhymes with Finn and Sonic. What could it be? I just don't know. Nancy's favourite little tipple. What is Nancy's favourite little afternoon tipple of a drink? If you know the answer, pop it in the comments section down below. And what I will do is I'll get all the right answers, mix them all up, pick one randomly, give you the answer in next week's vlog. And then when your name has been chosen as the winner, I'll then get all the details off you after next week's vlog, and I shall stick all that in the post to you as a little thank you for subscribing to my channel. So ideally you do need to have subscribed to enter the competition, but I'm sure most of you have that are watching this now. But the competition is open to everybody. It was just a case of I wanted to get to 2,000 subscribers, which we have done, which is absolutely super. And the competition is open to everybody. So if you would like to win that little bunch of little goodies, please enter the competition. As I say, comments, put your answer in the comment section down below and I shall reveal the winner next week. And then I shall send you the TK Maxx basket, the White Company reed diffuser, the makeup brushes and the Sweet Bee Organics body butter. What a way to start your week. Good luck. So here we are having our moment on the bed. And yes, good luck. Good luck if you enter the competition this week. I wish you all the best with that. And as I said, I will announce the winner in next week's vlog. So watch this space. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. I'd be very, very grateful. And it means you will get notified as soon as a new vlog is uploaded here onto YouTube. So this week has been a little bit less stressful because I've only had really the one element of stress in my life this week, which of course is the ongoing debacle of my house sale and purchase. which I must say is very stressful, but at least I haven't had all the other bits and pieces to worry about this week that I did last week. It seemed to be one event after the other that was just bombarding me with more and more stress. So not quite as bad this week, I hasten to add, which is great. But we're no further forward with progression, which is a bit of a pickle, really. I can't go into too much detail because I can't talk about the people involved, obviously. It's not fair. And a lot of the issues are solicitors, really. Well, it is solicitors, non-communication, not even a I don't know kind of response, or not even a well, we're still looking into this, or we're still doing that. We're just getting ghosted completely by one set of solicitors in our chain. And we have no explanation for it. And obviously we can't speak to the clients direct. So unless you go, the only person other than the solicitors we can go through is the estate agent. And they're really just piggy in the middle, you know, taking messages back and forth. And we're getting absolutely nowhere further forward. We were supposed to move 2 weeks on Friday. So as you're watching this on Sunday, less than 2 weeks to go to the date that we are supposed to be moving. But we don't have a solid confirmation of that date. And in fact, we don't have a solid confirmation of much, to be honest, because we're just not getting any communication from a certain set of solicitors involved. So that is incredibly stressful because I would have liked to have spent this weekend packing. I can't do any more at the moment because if I pack and that date isn't met, we're living completely upside down. If I don't pack and that date is met, I've got a very, very busy week ahead of me. It's doable. It's still completely doable. But it is unfair. And it got me thinking about a saying that I have often used and I truly believe in because it helps me with many things, particularly like anxiety. But I always say to be present and in the moment, because we can't go back in time. We don't have a crystal ball and we can't predict what's going to happen in the future. But a lot of the times, these are the things we think about often and we worry about. What if this doesn't happen this week? What if that doesn't happen? What if this? What happens if I do that? What happens if I don't do that? And it's almost like a wasted emotion and a wasted energy because we really are completely controlless apart from what's happening in this very moment. As you're watching this vlog in this very moment, that is what you are doing. There's nothing you can do about what happened 20 minutes ago. And we have no idea, really. We might have a vague idea, but we really don't know what's going to happen later today. And worrying about it is a wasted energy, which causes stress. It causes worry, it causes anxiety, which then can bring on physical problems as well. So part of my own therapy, if you like, in terms of coping with anxiety and pressures and things like that, is to try and draw myself back in the moment and go, right, you've got no control over that, Polly. You've just got to deal with what you can deal with today. And it is so true, so true on practically every occasion, everything you can think of, that living in the moment is actually completely true. But it's not always completely practical, especially in this situation with my house move, is not having a date or the date we've all headed towards for the past 8 weeks, I think, was when this date was first suggested, and everyone was like, yeah, we can do that. The run up to it now is so small a gap that you can't help but think about nothing but that date and looking forward. Right, if that date is to be met, what am I going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? At what point are we exchanging contracts to secure that date for completion? We can't do a simultaneous exchange and completion on this particular setup. It can't, it's not possible, it's not doable. And nobody in the parties involved wants that anyway. So we've got to have really a week, 5 days at the most, 5 days at the very least, really, between exchange of contracts and completion, which means we have to exchange contracts this week if we're going to move on the 12th of September, which is the date that we've all had in mind. And I'm a bit in limbo land because I still don't have that confirmation and I still don't know what's happening. So I can't plan ahead, but I also have to plan ahead because I have to think, right, if it does happen, I'm going to have to do this on Monday, this on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, this on Thursday. And if it doesn't happen, we still need to figure out when it is going to happen so I can plan ahead. So that whole living in the moment thing has actually gone a little bit out of the window this last couple of weeks. And it's very unnerving and it's very, very stressful. And I've never known a house move like it. I really haven't. It, on paper, in theory, this is the easiest transaction you could do with a sale and a purchase, and yet it's causing a lot of stress. Or a party is causing a lot of stress. So we've had to lay down the law a little bit over the past few days, and we've had to be a little bit firm with both the estate agents and the solicitors, even though we're not getting a response, and just hope that this coming week brings us some answers, even if it is that date in mind is not achievable. But it just got me thinking about living in the moment and not stressing the small stuff. Sometimes you have to stress the big stuff, and it's the practicalities for us as well. It's there's such a lot to do here that there's just so much to think about. There's setting up your utilities, closing down your utilities, making sure that we would have internet, broadband on the day that we move in. Paul, aka the Invisible Chef, works from home. He's got training courses set up. He's got people booked in. Grace has already booked annual leave for the dates and the week following the date we're supposed to move in. I've had to book annual leave, and the knock-on effect, if that date isn't met, is actually going to be pretty huge. So living in the moment is not as easy as it sounds, just at the moment. And it's interesting because it's everything out of my control. And whilst I'm not a control freak, I do love to be organised, and I like to not necessarily plan everything, but I like organisation. I like organisation in here, so I know where I'm at in order to keep my little boat here afloat. Keep all those plates spinning at the same time and making sure that everybody's okay, everybody's settled, and Nancy in particular is okay. Now she's riding through this like a breeze, don't get me wrong. She's being absolutely brilliant. She just every now and then goes, when are we moving? When are we moving? And we go, oh, not quite sure yet. Might be 2 weeks, might be 3 weeks, might be 4 weeks. Don't know. But she's kind of like, okay, so that's good. So I'm not overly concerned about that. And actually when the move does happen, it can only be positive, and it will only be positive, and I am positive about that, and I'm sure it'll be absolutely okay in the end. But I don't like this not knowing and being kept in the dark, and it makes you think about other things, and that's another wasted emotion. So when you're being completely ghosted and you don't have any information at all, you start thinking, what if they change their mind? What if there's a problem they're not telling us about? What if it's this? What if it's that? And your mind starts playing tricks on you, and you start thinking all sorts of things, and then you go to bed and you're exhausted. And I think, what was I worrying about that for? Because that hasn't even happened. It's just a wasted energy. So I'm trying to practice what I preach and keep in the moment as much as I can. Doing my YouTube channel, having a chat with you lovely people always helps me, because this is my little, especially this moment on the bed, is my little moment of going, and having a little bit of a chat and a rant or whatever it is with you, and sort of saying this is what's going on. And it's very, very therapeutic to have this, and I appreciate you all so much. So that's obviously a positive. And the other element of it, of course, is that we are eager and excited, and we can't get our heads around why other parties are not seemingly quite as eager and excited. And that gets you thinking, well, why aren't they eager and excited? Do they actually want to buy this house? Do they want to do this? Do they want to do that? And then you start from scratch again. So it isn't always as easy as it says, living in the moment, but I am trying. I'm trying my best, and it's all I can do. And we're ready. The other party's ready. It's just that the other party is not really being very communicative. But I don't think that it will be long. I really don't think it will be long. I'm pretty sure we'll have some answers one way or the other in the week ahead, I would think. Keeping positive. Anyway, that's the position. There's not really an update to give you. I was hoping I'd be able to say to you in this week's vlog, yes, I'm moving and it's going to be on this day and you're coming with me. You're going to have to do all the packing with me, and we say goodbye to this house, which has been lovely and holds lots of very good memories for me. It has some sad memories as well. But I am eager and excited to move, and I'm very eager and excited to show you the journey and the new house. And it is lovely, don't get me wrong, we love it, but we have actually got quite a lot to do on it. And that's going to be exciting, because that's going to be a whole process renovation to share with you as well, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to. It's not going to be easy work, it's going to be hard work, but it's going to be a new start, a new challenge and a new project. And of course, if you followed me for some time, you'll know that when I first started my channel, I'd just come out of a very long relationship that ended very sadly and badly, and it took a while for me to get myself together and find myself again and do the things that I wanted to do. And this move, Nancy aside, which of course is the most important person, but Nancy aside, this is also a brand new start for me. And of course I now have my wonderful partner of 3 years, Paul, aka the Invisible Chef, and it's a whole new start. It's a complete new chapter in my book, and that book's getting pretty long at the moment, but yeah, it's a whole new chapter in my book, and I am really looking forward to it, and I just hope that it does happen quite soon. So watch this space. Hopefully I'll have an update for you next week. You never know. We'll see. Keep positive. Manifest it for me. Manifest it for me that I get an answer, we get a result, and we get a date this week. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. As you can probably see, I'm not filling content much with housey stuff because I'm a bit sort of in limbo land at the moment. I'm stuck between what I can and can't do. I can't go much further at the moment. So, but that will change, that will change. And I hope you are all doing very, very well. Do let me know what you've been up to this week or what you are up to, and I do hope you're all doing very, very well. So I shall say bye-bye for now, but don't forget to enter the competition if you can or if you want to. And also don't forget about the pink charity ball. Again, I shall list and link everything down in the description box down here, down below for you. If you scroll down, you'll see it. You'll be able to click on it and have a look through. If you are interested in coming to the ball on the 4th of October, it starts at 7:30 in the evening. It's being held at the National Motorbike Museum in Solihull in Birmingham. It's going to be a wonderful evening. I am going to be there. The Invisible Chef, aka Paul, is going to be there, so he won't be invisible to everybody, obviously. And we'd love to see you. If you can come along, it would be absolutely great. So until next Sunday, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.